Assalamu alaikum everyone. This is me Shumail Sajid with IFP Connect, and today we would be connecting with a very special guest all the way from New Zealand, someone who has been asked a lot by our followers. And today we have Haris Zeb joining us all the way from New Zealand. Haris, how are you? And welcome back to the show.
Yep, Assalamu alaikum everyone, and yeah, really appreciate you guys bringing me back on, and yeah, looking forward to our conversation.
Lately I have been watching a few of your Birkenhead United games. Good to see you scoring some goals, getting some assists, and hard luck with the injury you had, but it's good to see you back shining in the New Zealand League.
Yeah. No, it's been good. Like I said, just before we started this, I think our first chat was basically after the first game of the season, so we haven't lost
Yeah,
since that game. So everything's been going really well. We're flying at the top of the Northern League, and we're doing well in the Chatham Cup. And yeah, obviously for my own self, it's probably one of the best seasons that I've ever had. So yeah, everything's been really good on my end over here.
yeah, that's quite time that you have been winning, and once you are winning, definitely everything falls good. They fall in place for you to shine. So, Haris, getting on with the questions that we have got a few from our followers, few from our side. The first is who was your role model growing up, both within football and outside football, and how it has influenced your career so far?
Yeah, for sure. So for me, there's sort of, I'd say, two to three parts to it. Obviously myself, obviously being a young Pakistani, growing up in Christchurch and stuff, and obviously as a Muslim, there wasn't a whole lot of sort of players that were playing. So when there were some playing for, the top team, which was at the time the Canterbury Dragons, it was definitely those sort of older Muslim players that I sort of looked up to, because they obviously, when you see them playing the stadiums with a lot of people watching, they're sort of people that obviously that is a bit more like relatable, that you can obviously reach those
Yeah,
goals and targets of potentially playing there. And so definitely like watching those guys and watching their games on the weekends, that was definitely something that, I did look up to. And then also you obviously have just the superstars that you sort of always watch when you're growing up. So your Ronaldos and your Neymars and stuff like that. So definitely Ronaldo was my football idol, like growing up and stuff like that.
yeah,
But then also for me as a role model was my dad. I spoke about him I think on the first podcast, and even also my mum. I need to give her a shout out and stuff. Like they've helped me like so
yeah.
much throughout like my career and stuff like that. And obviously them obviously working so hard for me to obviously let me do what I do, like from a young age and stuff like that. It's sort of always sort of that I want to make it on football for them and sort of repay them for how much support they've showed me and stuff like that. So yeah,
Yeah, definitely. We always need a local hero to get on with the local scene. And definitely Cristiano Ronaldo has to be one of the best players football has produced. And rightly, he would be a footballing idol to so many younger players like you. Kudos to your family as well. We talked about this in the first podcast as well, and getting family support, especially uh, coming from a Pakistani background and getting on well with the professional football circle, it is very much needed. So, get going next is what has been your biggest challenge in your career so far? We have seen you get a few injuries, a few surgeries, stint in Europe got short by an injury also. But what do you reckon is your uh, biggest challenge in football so far?
yeah. So definitely it was that end of 2021 to mid 2023 period where I had this one specific injury that was sort of causing me a lot of havoc. It was an injury that sort of was really like on and off, and it was there were times while I was injured, where some of my close friends and my family know that I was contemplating whether I should keep playing or what route I should take, because obviously when you start to get injured that many times, you
Yeah,
think to yourself if you're ever going to reach that sort of level again, but obviously alhamdulillah, thanks to God, I'm back now playing fully fit and back better than I ever have played before. So Definitely that short wee stint of the injuries and stuff like that. But I definitely remember that in particular there was one moment when I was actually over in Finland and I signed a contract to play, and then it was after my first game that I got injured, and that was like a real buzzkill because obviously I'd worked so hard to get fit, flown all the way over to Finland,
Yeah.
trialed for a few teams, and then obviously signed. And then after one game, I got injured, and then had to fly all the way back. So that's probably the one moment in particular that I was quite down. But as a whole, that probably, obviously time when I was injured and stuff like that. But yeah, like I said, obviously now feeling 110% and better than ever. So yeah,
Yeah, definitely. An injury can take toll on a player like a younger player like you, but definitely your numbers in the current season speaks volume of your form right now, and it's good to see you. Uh, Getting on with the next question, it is what has been your most memorable footballing moment so far, and how does it stand out to you as a player?
yeah, sweet, almost. Yeah, definitely. So there was a competition that I won in 2020 called the it was like the New Zealand National League. So it was at the time it was it's a different structure to what it is now, but back then that was like like obviously the biggest competition in New Zealand that you could win, and I was playing for the biggest team, Team Wellington. Well, there were two big teams, Auckland City and Team Wellington, and
Yeah.
when I won that in 2020 with Team Wellington, that was probably my most memorable moment, just because obviously I was so young um, at the time. I think I was only 19 when I won it.
Yeah.
And just obviously playing with that squad and with the players that I sort of grew up watching as well, because that team Wellington team, they had a lot of like older, experienced players that had been playing for some crazy teams before they moved over to New Zealand and stuff like that. And so obviously watching those players as I was growing up, and then one day actually ending up getting to play with them and then win the tournament and win the season. Yeah, that was definitely my biggest achievement.
And definitely it won't be your last one. We would be inshallah seeing you winning a lot more.
Inshallah.
So Haris, you are from Sialkot in Pakistan, and definitely uh, it is good to be connecting with your Pakistani roots. How do you connect with your Pakistani roots? How does Haris Zeb connect with his family back here in Pakistan? And how do you see Pakistan as your country?
Yeah, 100%. So obviously, when you first look at me, you can tell that obviously I live in New Zealand, but I don't look like your normal New Zealander. Like I might sound like him, but nah, obviously, definitely in Christchurch and stuff. Obviously, my family's full Pakistani, and we're involved in the big community down there. I've obviously got a lot of my cousins and my family over from Pakistan that are living in my hometown Christchurch, so I'm like really much like affiliated with the community and my family and stuff like that, and never obviously shy away from letting people know that I'm from Pakistan and stuff. And then also my family back home in Sialkot, that's I've got a few cousins there that I still keep in contact with over like Snapchat and Instagram, and they all
Yeah.
like I really enjoy it because they obviously see me like playing football and stuff, and it's good that I can connect with them through like social media and see what they're up to, and they're obviously getting married and stuff at this sort of age and finishing their degrees and stuff, so I'm always in constant contact with them and stuff. So definitely that, but then also even lately, now that I'm not actually like living at home in Christchurch now, and I don't actually get to speak Urdu as much because I can only speak it on the phone with my parents. I've started watching some Pakistani dramas here, like in my downtime and stuff, so that I can keep my Urdu. I can try to get it better than what it is, and then also, yeah, obviously just stay close to I guess my Pakistan culture and stuff like that, because obviously that's part of my identity and who I am. So yeah.
Any chance you got the Salkoti accent for yourself?
Nah. I'm definitely just a Kiwi little twinge to it, honestly. Like no
Yeah,
Sal got it.
uh, that would work for us, inshallah. Haris, you definitely had a chance to join the Pakistani team during the last year under Shahzad Anwar, and ultimately it didn't happen because of an injury, because of a surgery. Do you have any regrets from that? because definitely you had the chance to join the team or get the surgery done, which was long time due. Any regrets from that or the subsequent under 23, the Asian Cup qualifiers that you missed? So any regrets from that?
Yeah, honestly, it's something that I do think about sometimes, because
Yeah,
obviously international football is one of those things. Is obviously if you do well and get your foot in the door, obviously a lot of opportunities would obviously open up and stuff like that. But at the time,
exactly.
and even now, I did think I made the right decision, because I remember obviously um, before when I was talking to Shazad Anwar and stuff, and then when I got injured, and there was two options. There's either getting the surgery or obviously flying out to Mauritius and joining the team for the Four Nations Cup. I just decided at that time that I had to think about my long term future, and at the time when I was training, like I was feeling good, but I wasn't feeling 100%, and I didn't want to go half hearted, like if I
Yeah,
was gonna step up on such a big stage, I wanted to go at 100%. So ultimately, I made the decision with my surgeon to, get the surgery and then focus for my recovery to try be fit for the back end of the year, which was the under 23 Asian Cup qualifiers and the FIFA World Cup qualifiers. Um,
yeah,
but ultimately, obviously, I didn't get obviously called up. Obviously, the change of coach and stuff like that, which is all good. But I think obviously for my own injury and stuff, getting that surgery, I think has now paid dividends now, because now in 2024, I'm feeling fit, I'm feeling healthy, I'm feeling better than I ever have, and so I don't think that would have happened had I not taken the surgery then. And so I think it's just obviously a journey and stuff. So obviously there was a bit of, you know, obviously I was a bit upset not able to join the Pakistan team, but obviously now this year, because I had the
yeah.
surgery, I'm back flying, I'm feeling happy, and everything's good. So yeah, obviously I think it's paid dividends now.
Yeah, definitely. At just 22, I think you have a long future ahead. And
Yeah,
inshallah, Pakistan opportunities would be coming soon to you, inshallah. And we hope that when the moment comes, we see Haris Zeb shining on the right wing or
yeah,
wherever the coach, the gaffer
wherever,
takes
yeah,
you,
yeah,
puts you.
inshallah.
Inshallah. So, Haris, lately we have seen a good comeback for Pakistan football, winning the FIFA World Cup qualifiers against Cambodia and subsequently playing the 6 games of the qualifying group stage. Definitely, we haven't got any win, but for sure it was a win for Pakistan football that we were competing against oppositions that were very good and that were probably the top teams in Asia. And now football is getting actually back in Pakistan. So how do you see Pakistan football in the next 5 or 10 years? And seeing yourself the way you are doing great in New Zealand, and of course we would be soon, inshallah, seeing you in Pakistan Killers. How do you see yourself in Pakistan football for the next 5, 10 years?
Yeah, 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 sweet. So I'll try to answer that in two bits. So obviously, the first bit of where do I see Pakistan football in the next 5 years? Well, I think obviously from what I've seen and obviously the research that I've done and sort of keeping up to date with it, you can see the growth in just the short amount of time. Obviously, when the
Yeah,
ban was lifted, um, obviously a couple of years ago, and then you look at now where the Pakistan team is. I mean, look, you've managed to bring in like a lot of top quality diaspora players. You've been
yeah,
able to obviously get them to come and represent the country, and then you're playing against teams, like Saudi Arabia, Jordan, all these teams, which I think is obviously a big bonus. And then obviously with the new league, I think starting up soon, I think obviously that's in the works and stuff like that. It's
yeah, yeah,
exciting, like, so exciting. Like even just seeing the Instagram posts and stuff like that of everything that's been sort of happening in such a short amount of time. Pakistan football has been able to achieve so much. So there's no reason why in another 5 years that we can be competing with a lot of top teams. Obviously around the country and especially in Asia. Um, I've got a few friends of mine that I actually personally know that play for the Afghanistan national team, and they were
yeah,
they were they they were able to actually beat India a few weeks back,
yeah,
and so there's no reason why obviously Pakistan can't do that. Um, we've got a lot of top quality diaspora players, and then even the local players now, obviously, um, playing also in Afghanistan that I've
Yeah,
been seeing. So that's actually
a couple
such
of
a
them.
positive for them, is that they're actually getting good facilities to play in, train in, and they're actually getting matches in, which is the most important thing. So there's definitely so much room for improvement, but then there's been so much improvement in such a short span that, like I said, there's no reason why we can't be giants in the Asian football community in the next couple of years. If obviously all things go to plan and stuff like that. So, no, definitely very exciting times.
Yeah,
And then
inshallah.
for myself, inshallah, hopefully get the call up. Obviously,
Yeah,
um, all I can really do is sort of do my best where I'm at, and obviously pray to God, inshallah, that I'll get the call up and stuff. So hopefully, it will happen in God's time. But obviously, whatever happens, happens. But I'll obviously be ready whenever anyone calls for me to put on the green jersey. So yeah, obviously it'd be such
yeah,
a dream come true, like I've spoken to you about, and obviously my friends and family and stuff. It would be such an honor to put on the shirt. So whenever that does happen, I'd be willing to put my best foot forward and represent my country.
yeah, definitely. It would be quite good to see you in the green shirt for us as well. So, Aris, we have talked a lot about your footballing journey or your footballing life. Who is Haris Zeb other than football?
Yeah, that's a good question. That makes me think about
Yeah,
a little bit about myself. Yeah. No, I definitely say that I'm obviously a very like social person. I've got a lot of friends that I'm with and stuff. So for me, obviously, I'm quite religious and stuff as well. So um, obviously football is important, but obviously we've got a bigger plan, which is Allah's plan and stuff like that.
yeah,
So
exactly.
for me, it's all about obviously following my religion, and being close with friends and family and stuff like that, and just enjoying this life while we're on it. I'm someone who, I can't lie, a lot of my life is football. But when I am away from it with my friends and stuff like that, it's where I can sort of relax and be myself and sort of switch off and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good. Uh, so, what is next for Haris Zeb in his professional club career? We have been seeing you getting quite a number of goals and some assists. So, what's next for Haris for the next seasons, for the coming seasons? Definitely, this season is going on with Birkenhead United, but what's the greater plan for Haris in club career?
Yeah, definitely. So for me, this season was sort of I needed to just get a season under my belt and just play as much as I can just to get my confidence back and make sure my injury is doing fine before obviously I look to try and push on again. So it's definitely something that I've been thinking about. It's about mid-season here in New Zealand and stuff, so
Yeah,
I've still got obviously a bit of time until the season finishes. But yeah, no, obviously definitely looking to crack on with my football and obviously just keep pushing. Obviously I'm still quite young, so I keep want to
yeah,
push myself and stuff like that. So I think obviously I'd say obviously now I'm thinking about it, but in probably 2 to 3 months' time, that's when I'll probably start getting all my clips together and speaking to my agent, and then trying to figure out what we think is the best move for me to keep propelling my football career. So yeah, like I said, definitely something hopefully on the horizon that I'm looking forward to, and obviously at this young
yeah,
age I still
definitely.
push on. So yeah, I'm
Yeah,
sure I'll sort something out, but not 100% sure where. But obviously, after speaking to my agent, I'm sure we'll sort something out that'll work out for me.
yeah, definitely. Best of luck in that regard. Haris, coming towards the end, which is one of my favorite round, is the rapid fire or the quick questions. The
Yeah,
first one is any pre-match ritual or something like that.
yeah, for sure. Pre-match ritual for me in the morning. It's always a coffee and a walk. That's for me, 100% what I always like to do before my games is obviously have a good sleep, but wake up, get a coffee, and go for a nice walk along the beach, or even behind my house here. There's a really nice trail walk, so definitely that.
Yeah. The next one is your favorite football memory other than your career.
Other than
Definitely,
my career,
yours is
ooh,
yeah.
Ronaldo winning the Euros a few years back.
Yeah. It's just come on time. Just yesterday, Ronaldo got out of the Euro
He got
2024,
knocked
but
out, huh?
uh, yeah, definitely we all appreciate Ronaldo winning that Euro 2016. It was definitely a title he needed, and definitely as fans we also needed that. So the next is describe Haris Zeb as a footballer in 3 words.
Exciting, lightning, unpredictable.
Yeah, that lightning thing would definitely sum you up because you have been electric on that right wing for Birkenhead. So the next is if you could play with any player, past or present, who would that be? Because definitely we are hearing Cristiano Ronaldo a lot, so I would need someone else also on that.
I'd have to say my boy Neymar. That's someone who, as well, when
Neymar,
I obviously um, growing up watching and stuff. So definitely Neymar is one of my favorite players of all time.
yeah, he is quite a player. The next
Yes.
is your favorite your favorite meal or a cheat meal probably.
Oh, did you say my favorite cheat meal?
Yeah,
Favorite cheat meal. Favorite cheat meal. Honestly, there's a shop not too far from my house here. After every game, me and my good friends that I live with, we go get like a big butter chicken with naan bread and stuff like that. So with some samosas and stuff like that. So definitely probably that. Just because I don't get it as much now that I'm living by myself. Obviously I can't really make that food. So
yeah,
definitely the games and stuff. That's what we're sort of we're eating.
probably that's a typical Sialkoti cheat meal.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Yeah. So, any hidden talent for Haris Zeb other than football? Football, we all know you have been playing quite good, and you've got
Yeah.
that talent. Anything other than football?
Honestly, the only hidden talent now, honestly, I wouldn't even say it's like a talent. Like the only other thing that I don't know if many people can do is juggle the three balls like they're doing the circus, but that's only probably it. Otherwise, I've got no sort of other hidden thing that I can do. It's just probably that I learned when I was a kid, but I wouldn't really say that's a hidden talent.
Definitely, you got quite a time to explore that aspect of your life. So, no worries
Yeah.
uh, with that. So, the last quick fire probably is your most embarrassing footballing moment so far. That's an interesting one, but what would that be
Yeah.
for you?
Now there's actually one that springs to mind. When I was probably like, I think I would have been like 16. I was playing for my club down in Christchurch, and I got subbed on, and I got two yellow cards in like 5 minutes, and I got sent off. Um, so that was probably like the most embarrassing thing. Like, I don't even know how it happened. I think the first yellow card I got for accidentally like tripping someone up for a foul, obviously, and then literally 5 minutes later they were on a counter attack, and then I had to pull the guy's shirt to get him down, and obviously that's a yellow card, and obviously being I was like a kid at that age. I was only about 16. That was definitely probably the most embarrassing moment. Yeah, I remember I wasn't obviously too happy and proud after that, but yeah, that's definitely one that comes to mind when you ask about my most embarrassing moment.
That's one for the team, they say. So your team won't be embarrassed by that last minute that counter attacking yellow by you. So that would sum our session for today. In the end, I would just ask you any advice for the younger footballers that are trying to make in the professional football, both in Pakistan and in New Zealand. What would be your advice to them?
Yeah, for me is obviously always number one. Always got to believe in yourself. Obviously everyone's on this earth to sort of do what they want to do, but obviously you've got to always just back yourself. You've got to have confidence in what you're doing, and you've got to have conviction. Obviously working hard and trusting God's plan. Whether there might be a few setbacks and stuff. If you back yourself, like I said, with conviction, and you're confident, you're training hard. Then these are all going to be obstacles that many players face all throughout their career. So as long as you trust in God's plan, work hard, inshallah, everything will work out for them.
Yeah, definitely. That sums it all. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was all from today's episode, and it was good to have Haris Zeb with us. Inshallah, we would be connecting with him soon, and hopefully, we would be seeing him very soon in the national greens. Stay tuned for another episode. Till then, take care. Allah Hafiz.